Happy Monday.
Thank you.
Yeah, we're both lonely. It seems like I live by myself. So that makes it easy to be lonely. How about you, man?
Well, I live with my grandma.
Okay, fair enough. Cool, man.
Yeah, broke up with my girl 2 days ago.
Sorry to hear that, man.
But it's
Well,
okay,
actually, I
bro.
can't. Wait, sorry. Hold on. I gotta make a correction.
Yeah,
Is that something that you intended to happen, or no?
not really, bro. I'm 17, right? And she's 17 as well. And it's a stupid ass reason. It's just she was just like, yo, my mama ain't gonna let me be with you. So I was just like, I okay, you make the decision. Your mom or me, and hey, I say choose your mom because she's your mom after all. And the thing is, she was just like, I bet, and that's it. Ended it. Like I don't know. It just everything felt fake. Like all that love, all that compassion and shit. It all went down to the drain. You know what I'm saying?
Because she made that decision.
No, it's just the way she made it. I expected her to make the decision, but the follow up, it's just she always said that somebody is like her mother is always gonna check her phone, yada yada, and she's fucking 17, almost 18, right? In 3 months she's 18, and she's just like, yeah, my mom's gonna check the phone and shit, and I was just like, really? She even gonna check your email? Like your ass can't even send like you doing okay or something? Because I always did that every fucking morning. But it's just I don't get the same level of compassion slash love that I give. Never.
Was that right
But
at the
yeah,
end, or was that the whole time?
I mean, I feel like it was at the end ish. Like it kind of slowly, she was kind of getting colder and colder and colder. But like, yeah,
Yeah, that's probably because she was holding on to probably by the time it got to the point where she told you that, she was dealing with it
mm,
on her own with her mom for a while, and that was the distance.
yeah. You're a smart guy.
Well, dude, my first girlfriend, I met her when I was 16. She was 15 and a half. It was in high school, and she was the first girl I fell in love with. My girlfriend's mom, she put pressure on my girlfriend. Well, not pressure, but like, she's like, hey, you shouldn't get too close, and you should be really cautious, and da 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 da, all these things. And like, I felt her moving away further from me and being a little bit less uncomfortable. So I remember those things. And growing up after, I just found how do I, because it's a heavy burden on my heart, and you seem like you care a lot, and it
Yeah,
sucks what happened, dude. It really does. And it's such mad respect for the fact that you told her, "Hey, you gotta listen to your mom. Like this is your mom. Like that just shows what kind of values you have, how
yeah.
much you
I
care."
mean, you can't choose somebody over your mother. But like, it wasn't about that at the end. It's just like the effort put into it. It's like,
Yeah,
for example, let's just say my mother told me to choose between me and her, and she would check my phone under those circumstances. Like, sure, I would choose my mother, but I would always check in from her from time to time and just be like, "Are you doing all right? Is everything okay?" And just because at the end we were deeply in love, and I just don't see how even with that type of choice it could just like turn off overnight. You know?
people grieve in different ways. Some
Yeah.
people grieve by pulling in, and some people grieve by pulling away as much as possible because the pain is too much. I thought, when I look at some of the relationships I've been in, some have had to cut off cold turkey because just I couldn't handle being around them because it was too painful. And some I tried to
Yeah.
be friends with where they had to pull away. And I realized when I would send a message and they wouldn't reply that, oh, they're the ones who are healing right now. Like, I imagine that if she started to get cold, she was already having fights and disagreements with her mom. Right? Like if she started to get cold, she was fighting for you and herself and her freedom for a little while at least before she's like, I can't do this anymore. Like this is not you, but the situation
Yeah,
she was
yeah,
in. And so when she
Yeah.
cut it off, um, it's I don't think it's a if you felt like she loves you and you love her, it's not a reflection, man, of like how little she loved you. Usually it's a reflection of how painful it is, and for her, the way she needs to deal with it is by having massive distance, because she was already fighting for you and for the relationship way before you knew it. Like, you felt something was off, but she was living it. And so she's
Yeah.
been grieving way before you even knew it. And this is just her way of just being able to release it. It's not you, man. It's not a lack of you.
I get you.
You have a
So,
big heart, man.
thank you. Tell me more about yourself.
Yeah, man. So I run a dance school in Canada, man. So,
Nice.
yeah.
Oh, where in Canada?
Sorry?
Where in Canada?
Toronto.
Ah, man. Because I'm Canadian and I'm actually from Vancouver, Surrey, right?
Okay.
And yeah, I was born and raised there. Uh,
In
but
where?
then
In
I moved
Toronto
to
or Vancouver?
Africa. Oh no, in Vancouver, Vancouver.
Okay,
Yeah.
but you moved.
Yeah, I moved to Africa, and I'm gonna go back to Vancouver in around like a year or so.
To live there permanently or what? Just to visit?
Africa right now? No, I just family, just
Okay.
because we're just staying here. Circumstances when we got here, my parents got divorced, separated. We went downhill. Now I'm staying here until I finish my A levels, and then I'm gonna go back to college in Canada.
I think that's been the biggest thing right now in the last like a little while. Me healing the kid inside me. Because no matter what age you are, like there's always that 6, 7 year old kid who's like hugging your leg. That's a smaller, like a mini you version of yourself.
Yeah,
And all they really need is like affection, love, understanding, support, care, right? Like the basic needs.
yeah.
And I'm learning to give that to myself, dude. Like you should give
I guess.
yourself like a little break, like as you're going through this. Um, yeah,
Thank you, man.
yeah, dude. My pleasure.
Yeah.
I don't want to give you any
Hey,
empty things, man. I don't want to say it's gonna get better, blah blah blah. When you're in it, screw that.
yeah, exactly.
It's true though.
People people say it like it's easy, you know.
Not when you're
Yeah,
in it.
I had one guy say, "Yo, don't be sad, man." I was like, "Yeah, okay, I'm gonna take that." Yeah,
Done. That's it. It stopped. It's gone. You
yeah.
know
My
what it is? I
sadness is
think what you're
free.
doing now is so special, dude, because most people don't do this. When you're in that place of like worry and loneliness, the thing you need most is company. Like company to be like, hey, this is where I'm at right now. I'm not gonna be here forever, but I'm here right now.
Yeah,
Can you understand me and sit with me? And you talking to me and you sharing is the biggest courage at the beginning. Because most people just suffer alone. And you opened up to me.
yeah.
You didn't have to. And from that, I'm sitting next to you now, and I'm like, dude, this is just one of the steps.
Thank you, man.
My pleasure, man. Dude, when you come to
Hey,
Canada, I hope one day
yeah,
you visit
yeah.
Toronto, you visit my dance school. I'm gonna show you
I
around.
mean,
I'm
I'm not much of a dancer. I'm a songwriter and a poem writer, but like
really.
I'm not a dancer. Yeah, I
Can
write
you can
poems and
you can you
songs.
share can you share one of your poems? Would you feel comfortable or a song?
Yeah, I mean, let me just look for one of them. You know what? I'm gonna go with one of the first ones. So I'm kind of like a ghostwriter, right? So people to give me, for example, a certain subject to talk about, and I write a poem or a song for it, right? So this one was about illegal hunting in Africa. So let me just. I know it's a random subject, but
No,
it's
not at
just one of
all.
the
No,
things
not
that
at
I have.
all. Go for it, man. It's your art.
Yeah, there you go. I A family of elephants were once on a river, drinking, trumpeting, dancing away from the killer. They loved each other and cared for one another. Mother kept them safe for the sake of her lover. Until this one day when the humans arrived, came with nothing else but pride. They parked their car to say hello. Next thing you know, there's guns pointed at their throat. "Run," said the mother, "don't be afraid. Me and your father will keep you safe." As they ran, they never looked back, too scared to talk and to fight back. They heard the shots from the back of their head. They thought their parents just might be dead. They had to hide and to survive and follow their mother's wise guide. They survived the night to live another day, seeking help and trying to pray. The young ones followed back their path until they came across a bloodbath. Lying on their floor was their dead parents. They both had their tusks cut off, humiliated and apparent that their souls flew off. The young ones will live their dream and forget the past of their great big team, and never forget the past of their great big team. So yeah, it's just I do a couple things. I got like sad poems about breakups, songs about girls. I'm the romantic type when it comes to that. I write a lot about girls and stuff. Um, yeah, and I do sometimes just random ones on a certain topic, and I just write about them.
Do you share it? Do you share this gift with people? Do you share it somewhere?
No, not really. It's more of a like an individual thing. Like, hey man, if you ever need some, because the thing is, right? I'm currently not doing so well, financially. So I gotta help pay the bills for like internet and shit.
Yeah.
So what I do is just ghostwrite from time to time, right? And I teach in a summer school from time to time. But yeah, just to get some side money to help pay off the bills. And yeah, other than that, it's just yeah,
Listen, you're. I think that we all inside us have a gift that we get to share, and there are certain times where we get to share it. Um, your gift is writing.
yeah,
Why not share it with the world? I listen. I run a dance school, but my goal is every time my students leave, they leave better human beings. And so what I do is when I teach dance, I'll ask every class a deep question at the beginning. So like, if you had 7 days to live, what are three things you'd want to do? Or what's a decision you're sitting on that you're too scared to make? And I ask these questions of my students, dance students. And at the end,
yeah.
we huddle up where we all hold each other, and I share a personal story, 4 minutes of my struggles or where I found insight, so that when they leave, they're inspired to go and make their life better. And whether
Like,
it's the elephant story or many of the others, or the stories about the broken hearts, or the inspirations of a woman, all that, when you get to share that, you're bringing more light into the world. And that doesn't mean it has to be always positive. It just means it's speaking from your heart. Does that make sense?
it does make sense. And hey, it's really cool that you're doing that, especially with your students. Because a lot of people they wouldn't have someone to open up with, right? But if someone asks them and is there for them, then they'll feel comfortable. And I bet your students love you, right? Because you do look like a really cool guy, and like you connect with people. So, yeah, it's really cool to have a person like that. You know?
Dude, you know what I think of you as? Because I think of myself as you're a lighthouse keeper. You know what a
Yeah.
lighthouse is?
Uh huh.
So, a lighthouse keeper can't blame bad weather for why their light doesn't shine through the fog. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah.
All lighthouse keeper can do is go up those stairs, wipe the lens, make sure everything is good so the light shines bright. So those ships don't get lost. Your light is your writing. And so when you put a tarp over it and you hide it, and it's okay to have it for yourself, but when you remove the tarp, you actually let those lost ships, the people who need some light, to be like, oh my God, I've been in the sea for the last 90 days. I feel so gosh darn lost. Here's something I can go towards.
I've never actually shared any of them publicly until actually my last post on Instagram, right? Because I was just, I was feeling really, really, really down, and I wanted to share. Oh, I dropped my pen.
It's okay. What do you want to
Basically,
share?
it's like a song. It was like kind of a rap song, right?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
just it's like a song, but towards me,
Yeah.
as an individual, right? Here, let me read you a couple lines. It's
Go for
like
it.